Hello, welcome along. I'm David, Mike Zero TPT here at Martin Lynch Sons, and this week we're going to be talking about making 10 meters as simple as it can be. Whether you're working from home in the shack or whether you decided to go up on a hill and do a little bit of DXing on 10 meters. I've got the AT-6666 AnyTone with me, and tiny little radio in real terms, but it packs a bit of a punch with its 80 watts on upper sideband and lower sideband. We're at the top of the solar cycle, so 10 meters has been exceptionally active. And this radio will certainly get you out there. As I said, whether you connect it to your antennas at home or whether you simply have a mag mount, an Ampro, let's say, and a battery source and this tiny little radio that, like I said, really does pack a punch. And we're going to go into some of its features. So it's just a real overview of the radio today. What we're going to do now, we're going to flip this round and I'm just going to show you around some of the functions that I really like about this radio, and you can take a look with me. Okay, so we've flipped the radio round now. Let's have a look at the front panel of the AnyTone AT-6666. So on the front here, we've got various dials, various buttons. There is a menu system within the unit. So if we start right on the top here, we've got the power and we've also got the RF gain, which you can control. We've got the clarifier, which obviously comes in handy sometimes, especially on upper and lower side bands. For the newbies out there, if you don't know what that is, then certainly have a quick look up on Google because it'll explain a lot. And then we've also got the squelch on the front here. So we've got a little squelch there, which we don't normally use, only on FM. Then we've got the mic connector. So we've got a screw-on traditional mic connector, and then we've got the volume. So these two knobs at the top here, they've got a dual function. So they have an inner and an outer ring, but the volume is just one unit in itself. Then we've got various buttons across the top here, soft buttons across the top, and they have a dual purpose. So when you press the function button once, you can then press one of the other buttons and it then actions the written word below the button or along the bottom row here above the button. So we've got a dimmer, which is quite nice actually. If you do go mobile and you are DXing of an evening or a late evening, then obviously being able to dim the front screen or turn it off is quite handy. And it's got a few different settings on there, which I think is a nice feature to have for sure. You've then got the color, so you can actually change the color of the display, perhaps to suit your dash in the car or to suit your LED lights that you've got in your shack, but you can change the color. Obviously some of us see things a little bit differently when they're on a different background, so that's quite handy. The noise blanker is pretty good on here. We did a little test and it worked really well. I tested it at home, and obviously the noise reduction. So we've got noise reduction just here, and you simply press it the once, and then the noise reduction kicks in, and you can hear that. We'll try at the end to give you a little look-see on what that would sound like. Then we've got the mode. So the main buttons themselves, without pressing the function buttons, we've got the different modes. So we've got upper sideband, we've got lower sideband, PA, if you really want a PA, and then we've got CW, and then we've got FM. You've got the band select. Now what this does, the bands are actually grouped in 40 channel slots. So we've got B through to J, I think it is. And they're all slots of 40, and they all continue from each other. So you can scroll through all the way through and find out where you want to go within the 10 meter band. It's all programmable as well. So you can program it to have your channels or your frequencies, your favorite frequencies, let's say your favorite CQ, frequency, you can program all of them in. The way you maneuver around the channels is by the main knob. As you can probably hear, it is a bit clicky, so it's not a smooth flowing VFO, but we'll come on to that in a minute because you can put it in VFO mode. We've got the scan facility, which is really good. So if you set your the band that you want and then the set that you want, you can then scan through those 40 channels. We've got the memory button at the moment, the TSQ and the noise reduction. That's what we've got on the front of the radio. The knob here, or the VFO, or the channel selector, also has another function. You can actually push it and you'll use that to navigate around and whatnot. Now you see I've just pushed it there and you could see that some of the digits were flashing. So if I keep on pressing it, what that will allow me to do, if I put it up on here, that will allow me to use this as a VFO. As you can see, it's cycling through. It is clicky, but it is cycling through. So you can use it like a VFO, which is quite nice. I like that, so I can get to the exact frequency that I want to use. Maybe it's one that I didn't program into the radio, or it's not allowing me to do it via the steps that you can set within the menu itself. So if we wanted to go into the menu, we can see the function button here. We can press and hold that. And then that brings up all the different functions that we can affect within the radio. Now I'm going to keep on rocking this because you'll see if I leave it on there, the delay time, and normally, or at least it did when I was testing it, there you go, it will kick out. So you have to be quite quick when you're going in and setting your functions. So we've got the key beep. Now I turned that off because I think you might find that incredibly annoying when I'm making the video. So I did turn that off before. There we go, we're straight back out. Steps, this is where we can go in and we can change the steps. 1 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, 100 kilohertz, so on and so forth. So nice and easy to set that. We've got the mic gain. Again, we can set the mic gain depending on our voice. We can always have a little listen on SDR. We've got the mic type. This is an interesting one. The electric, or the dynamic mic. So depending on what mic you're going to be using on the front, because I know there's lots of operators out there that have their favorite mic that they want to use, and we'll have a quick look at the standard mic in a little while. But that gives you an option to use a dynamic or an electric mic. We've got echo. We don't use it on the handbands, I know, but it does have echo on there. And then we've got, this is quite interesting. So we can have the TX SWR show on the screen. So when you key up, you can get it to show, I think it's your VSWR, your voltage total, and so on and so on. It's also got SWR protection, which for a little radio I think is an absolutely fantastic function. It's turned on by default, so if you didn't want it on, I can't see why you wouldn't want it on, but if you didn't want it on, you can go in there and turn that off. I'll go back into the menu again. You've got your clarifier set and so on. And we've got color. We can change the color in here as well as from the front panel by using the function or the second functions of the radio there. And that is pretty much the only things that I looked at within the menu. Everything else I didn't need to look at. Another trick up this little radio sleeve is that it's got CTSS and tone. So 10 meter repeaters, it'll handle it, no problem at all. You just have to set that within the menu where I was a second ago, press and hold the function, and then find the actual menu item itself, and you can set that. So lots of ways you can modify the radio to be able to get it suited to how you want to operate. Again, 80 watts on SSB, USB, and 50 watts AM, FM, I believe. So still packs a punch even on FM and AM. And yes, if you look at the listing on our website, there is a wideband modification, so we can open up the radio there. So if that's something you want to look at, then definitely add that to your basket if you're thinking about buying the AnyTone AT-6666. It's got a nice speaker underneath. As you can see, I've got it mounted on the bracket that it comes with. It comes with the bracket and the thumb wheels, but it's got a nice speaker underneath. It's very, very clear, especially when you engage the noise reduction. We're all used to noise reduction nowadays in most modern radios, and believe it or not, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not your 101, it's not your DX10 type digital noise reduction, but it does impact on those low signals. So I've been playing around with this for about a week now, and I've really been enjoying it, especially if you go out portable, which is what I'm planning to do in the summer. I like my portable. Have a look at my QRZ page. I do a lot of portable work, and this is definitely going to be something that's going to be in the bag with me when we go out. So that's a real fast, quick overview of the front of the radio. We're just going to show you some of the accessories that comes with it, and we'll have a little look at the back of the radio as well, and then we'll set it up. Even if it's a little bit of hash that we're hearing and we're not hearing any signals, I can then deploy the noise reduction, and perhaps you'll be able to hear that's making a difference in the output audio of this magic little radio. Okay, let's flip it round and have a look. So as you can imagine, 80 watt radio, it's got a significant heat sink on the back of it. So that's going to keep it nice and cool. So the other things that we've got the programming connector on the back there. We've also got space for an external speaker or your PA, depending on whether you've set one up in your car. And then we've got the SO239 where your antenna would be going. You've seen the bracket. I'm going to show you some of the other accessories now as well. So we'll pop that over there. Okay, so we've got the standard mic, as I said earlier, and you can obviously rewire it for your favorite mic. And this is the little mic that you get with it. It works really well. I got some good audio reports from it. You know, more than happy. I had a little listen to myself on a radio in the shack, and it sounded okay. You've got the up and down on the top there. So if you don't want to use the VFO switch on the front of the radio, you can just nudge it up and down using the microphone. The other interesting feature that I didn't cover before, actually, that I will mention now, it's got a tone variant, so or what you would call an audio bandwidth. It's you can set it to 3K or 4K. So I tried the 4K, but there wasn't much in it with my voice, so I left it on 3K, and it sounded pretty good. Sounded punchy, actually, so it would be quite good in a pile-up, I would have thought. So that's the microphone itself. Pop that over there. So it comes with the obligatory mic hanger, so you can pop that up in your shack or in your car. So nice and simple there. And then it also, I won't grab it, but it also comes with a spare fuse as well. So we've got a fuse on the back of here, on the positive, and it comes with that spare fuse. Comes with a really good manual that you can have a read of. It's also downloadable from the website, the AnyTone website. I always find downloading the manuals, use in PDF format, and then giving the old keyboard a Control F or a Command F if you're using a Mac, to then search what you're looking for. But it very detailed, explained to me what all of the functions were, the ones that I needed to or wanted to use. That worked out really well for me. So manual on the website. Okay, now you've seen some of the accessories that come with it, and we've had a little look at the back of the radio. I'm going to get the antenna reconnected and we'll have a little bit of a listen around. I'm not very confident that there's going to be anybody on at the moment, but I can certainly deploy that noise reduction, and you'll be able to hopefully hear what that sounds like. So let me turn this around and get it connected. Okay, so we flipped it round, we've got the antenna connected. I have had a little scan around and I can't find any voices at the moment, but we'll have a little listen and I'll deploy that noise reduction for you, and hopefully you'll be able to hear the difference as well as I can in the showroom here. So here we go. Now, I hope you could hear that. In the showroom, it's significant in the reduction in the hash, and when you've actually got a voice on there, it's even better. But yeah, I did have a quick flick around, and there was just hash, unfortunately. We'll turn the noise reduction off. And you can see it just softens the hash a little bit, which for a little radio is, I found pretty impressive. And again, you'll have to hear from yourself, you know, if you are lucky enough to have one of these, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you get a voice in there and you hit that noise reduction, it makes all of the difference. It's just a bit sad that I couldn't get anybody on 10 meters today. We're on the beam here, so you know we've got a pretty decent antenna, but unfortunately the band's not open or everybody's at work. So that's everything this week from me. I do look forward to seeing you very soon. Please like and subscribe, and also any questions or comments, put them in the comments below, or give one of the team here a call. We're always here to help. But before I go, I think Tony's got a little message, so we're going to go and grab him now. But for me, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much, David, for the review on the new AnyTone Quad 6 Pro. And it is a great little radio. I've had a good play with the radio, and actually managed to work some DX the other day, which is great. Anyway, talking about operating on 10 meters. Now, as I said last week, there is a chance for you to win a prize. And I've got some lovely AnyTone caps, as you can see here. And not only one, but two of these available. All you need to do is obviously like, comment and subscribe as usual. And in those comments, if you could put down your favourite 10 metre experience, i.e. have you made an astonishing contact on 10 metres whilst mobile? Were you portable? Or maybe you were at home, just sitting around, and all of a sudden the band opened up and you were working a pile up. Anyway, let's hear from you. Don't forget, put them down in the comments, and one of these hats could be yours. See you soon.